Of all the treatments available for high blood pressure, two classes, angiotensin-converting enzyme inhibitors, ACE inhibitors, and angiotensin receptor blockers, ARBs, are perceived as having comparable efficacy. Understanding the mechanisms of action behind the ACE inhibitors, like Coversil and ARBs, can have major consequences for patients. Angiotensinogen is the substrate for renin. Its fixation allows the angiotensin to transform it into angiotensin 1. The fate of this new molecule is different, depending on the antihypertensive treatment taken by the patient. Whether it is an ACE inhibitor or ARB, the enzyme cascade will be modified. In the case of ACE inhibitors like Coversil, the ACE inhibitor will inhibit the conversion enzyme that normally acts on angiotensin 1 and also bradykinin. The conversion enzyme can no longer transform angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2, so the cascade is interrupted at this step. At the bradykinin level, the converting enzyme cannot continue its activity of degradation of bradykinin, and so bradykinin concentrations will then increase. This leads to a dilation of the blood vessels. In the case of ARBs, angiotensin 1 is handled by the converting enzyme and is transformed into angiotensin 2. The angiotensin 2 will be able to interact with different AT1 or AT2 receptors. But as ARBs blocks the AT1 receptors, the angiotensin 2 has no choice but to bind on the AT2 receptor, leading to an overbinding of angiotensin 2 on AT2 receptors. This overstimulation of AT2 receptors will lead to an inappropriate apoptotic effect on endothelial cells, resulting in an inhibition of angiogenesis that can lead to plaque rupture, MI, and adverse vascular remodeling. Conversely, bradykinin present in the environment binds to its receptor, releasing messengers such as NO and PGI2 with cardioprotective properties. These two classes of molecules clearly do not have the same mechanism of action. ARBs only act on the AT1 receptors, creating an overbinding with the AT2 receptors. ACE inhibitors, with a double mode of action, stop the production of angiotensin 2 and also increase the level of bradykinin. These major differences lead to major consequences. According to a recent meta-analysis, ARBs protect only against stroke and not protect against global death and cardiovascular death, and increase the rate of MI, with plus 8% due to the overstimulation of AT2. The same meta-analysis has demonstrated that a patient treated with an ACE inhibitor will be protected against global death, cardiovascular death, stroke, and MI. It also appears that among ARBs and other ACE inhibitors, Coversil is the one with a sustained BP-lowering efficacy over 24 hours. By using Coversil, you ensure that your patient will be controlled and also protected against cardiovascular events. And if your patient needs more efficacy, Servier provides you with other Coversil-based treatment, like Coveram and Triplixam.